Hey yo! What's up? I'm eating lunch. I'm not doing any coding. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I could. If I really wanted to. Let's dink around, I guess. I have a big interview tomorrow, so I'm trying to take my mind off things. Oh, what was I doing? I don't know. Um, what's this? Oh, yes. That's all set. Hmm. Let's see what happens. Oh, somebody sent me 100 bits. I don't know what bits are, so you'll have to excuse me on that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for all the new followers that got me to 100. I was over 100, but I guess I lost one. So yeah. Cool. I don't. If anybody can enlighten me on what bits do, please do. I have no clue. But again, thank you. Coil Twitch bot. I don't know what that is either. I'm new here, sort of, yeah. Um, I just did this whole. I guess this is just an update. I just did this whole accessibility test uh, for a company that I applied to, and I'm going through the process, the hiring process, and tomorrow I have my third interview, which is going to be good. It's asking for um, hang on for just a second here. So yeah, um, I'm on the third interview, which is going to be 3 interviews tomorrow for a total of 2.5 hours, and then I guess Wednesday is an interview for a half hour. From what I've researched, understood, and read, is that these interviews are to get to know me better, to see if I'm a good fit. And I totally get that. I understand it. I'll go through the process. I have no problem with that. And I don't really have a problem with any of it, to be honest with you, because it's part of the process. And I've been through this process a lot. And over 20 plus years, 2,146 times, a few hundred times in that process. So who knows? I don't. Um, so I'm just eating lunch, taking a break, and yeah, seeing if anybody shows up, because I haven't streamed in a while, so I guess I better get to stepping, I guess, is what the kids say. That's what the kids say. Get to stepping. So I just decided, do an AMA lunch. So we'll see. It's gonna sit here and listen to music and eat and check the chat. I actually to be honest about this whole interview process, I get nervous. My anxiety just shoots me into orbit. And I think it does with a lot of people. And that's not a terrible thing. Because happens to the best of us. Now other people can go in cool, calm, collected, go through the whole process and ace it and not have a problem with it, not have an issue with it. Be fine, even keeled through the whole thing. I can't. So, yeah, that's that. I get nervous. At 49 years old, I get nervous. I get anxiety, as we say, wicked bad. And it is what it is. It's fear. You gotta face it. So, I don't think anybody's gonna pop in today, but we'll see. I'll give it like 20 more minutes. So I did the accessibility test. And without going too far into it, I had to find the issue, describe the issue, what WCAG requirements in that and what to do about it. I do that a lot. I went over that thing with a fine-tooth comb. Now, I think I found everything. I know I did find that there's a few hiccups in Firefox using VoiceOver, which I was using my Mac. I checked in other browsers as well. VoiceOver worked perfectly, it seems, in Safari, Edge, and Chrome. Cool. Found the problems, diagnosed the problems, wrote everything down, wrote what requirements they were meeting, breaking. Hey Tanner, how are you? I'm stuffing my face. AMA lunch. I got hungry. I didn't eat all day. Matter of fact, I gotta get a drink. I'll be right back. So, I mean, the accessibility test was the easy part. The hard part for me are the interviews. And I've had people, a lot of people, nice. I just had ramen. It's kind of not the same as the usual ramen I get, or the tonkatsu, because it's not, you know, lots of it in a big bowl. But it'll do. I'm not going to a restaurant. Well, I've been to one. I won't lie. So, what have you been up to lately? I was just babbling to myself, I guess, for a little while here, because I haven't streamed for a while about the interview process that I'm going through right now. I don't think I'm going to do any coding. It's just like a quick AMA. So, I like the spicy stuff. Just 11B stuff and applying for jobs. I gotta find work. I hear you. I hear you. The interview process has been long, but considering what's going on around us, I have been very patient. It's shown me how to be very patient. It's a good learning lesson, and yeah, it's been long. It's been like a year, and the first interview was great. I talked to the first person over the phone, and it was basically about myself and what I've done in my career, and getting the, putting the feelers out. The second interview was good. It went well. Um, again, talked about my background, what I've done in my career, um, any questions I had, and um, yeah, that second one went well. Tomorrow is 2.5 hours of video calls, and I sent in the accessibility test that I did last night, so I'm kind of hoping. I went over that thing with a fine tooth comb. Let's see. I'm actually working on a feature for the upcoming launch of MDN Yard. Well, awesome. Make sure you tweet that out. I'll be interested in that. So, I guess tomorrow is all about getting to know me as a person, see if I'm a good fit for the company. Of course, lots of questions. And of course, as every hour passes, my anxiety um, goes up a notch. So this week I waited. I usually go to the gym in the morning and work out, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold off. And I'm going to go work out at like 11 o'clock and get that all out of my system. Put a good 2 hours in. Come home, fall asleep, wake up, get ready, and hit the ground running tomorrow afternoon when I have the phone calls or video calls. It's using Cheerio GS. I've heard of Cheerio JS. Yeah, it creates a small feature of adding direct links to all the H2 tags generated from an HTML blog. I'll tweet it out if I'm allowed. I can write the automated test today. Cool. Yeah, if you can. But yeah, that's cool. Thank you. I appreciate the well wishes as well, Tanner. I don't know if you caught me saying this earlier, but I'm 49, and it doesn't matter who you are, how old you are, I should say. The interview process for me, and I know of a lot of other people, it's nerve-wracking, and especially these days. I don't know about you, but I can handle a test fine. Unless there's somebody over my shoulder and I can't stand that micromanagement piece. But I can feel the anxiety just, it's bubbling up. It's boiling inside me. So I am terrible at interviews. Like, if you catch me or my streams, I'm always looking up. I'm always looking over here at the wall. It's sometimes if I'm in a mood or if I am, I don't know, just if I'm in a mood, I guess. I'll look directly at the person or the camera. I gotta learn to be more, locked in. Over the years, I've heard, you're not supposed to directly look at somebody for a long period of time. It's just, I've heard so much crap, and it's just never, never worked. College grad with my master's degree and haven't found work since graduation. I gotta apply more and get something soon because loan payments are creeping up. Loan payments, yeah, I had $40K in loan payments. And the school I went to went bankrupt. So I got a hold of the Department of Education. I said, I'm not paying for this. That school went bankrupt. There's no way in hell I'm paying that. I don't see it on my credit report anymore. I don't know. You know, I'd rather have somebody look me in the eyes too. It makes me feel like they're being. I look around because I'm in thought, and I'm in thought a lot. My brain is just constantly churning, and I hate it. Uh, I will look somebody directly in the eyes, and I will talk to them. I do that more now than I have ever because, believe it or not, I never ever like to, go to conferences and talk to people because I was scared shitless. But over the years, I've learned, especially the past 4 years, I've learned to be able to approach people. I've taught myself how to approach people. I've approached all the speakers that I can, well, most of the speakers that I've seen at conferences, said hello, asked a question, gotten pictures, whatever, and that's made me be able to approach people better. So, yeah, I don't know if the government paid it. uh, I have to take a deep dive into my credit report. So, I didn't feel as comfortable looking at my research professors or colleagues until after graduating and became a company. I mean, in a meeting, and especially now, and especially when I advocate for accessibility, I'll walk in. That's something I feel strongly about. I have to take that and apply it to everything else when I'm talking to people, is the way I look at it. Mm. Yeah, right in the eyes. Yep. Doesn't matter who. That was good ramen, actually, for store-bought stuff. Um, I guess from the people I've talked to, that the getting a third interview is a good sign. I don't know. I haven't made it this. I haven't made it this far, and well, my last job, um, that was great actually. First time I went in all dressed up. I went in with a suit, really confident. Went back, nailed the interview. Walked out to my car, and I realized my fly had been down the entire time. Luckily, they didn't see it. I talked to the president and the vice president of the company. So, second interview was with the vice president. I went in, suit, everything, dressed to the nines. Yep, fly down again. It must have been a sign of good luck. Exactly. Um, Maybe I'll just sit here on the video call with my fly down. I don't know. I am, as far as feeling good for tomorrow, that's a loaded question, my friend. I really don't know, man. I don't. I would bounce it, I'd bounce stuff off you all day if I could, but I can't think of anything. I think this whole top grading interview stuff is just questions about what I did, and uh, focus interview stuff is, I don't know. I'm kind of still a little cloudy on focus interview stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Um, I could, yeah, I don't know. The only thing I don't like about the interview process is when they spring something on you totally out of left field. For instance, um, and I use this as an example because I read it the other day. Um, they're talking about, let's just say, that we're talking about accessibility and everything, and I'm telling them what I've done and my experience and how I want to learn more and how I am learning more. And then they go, okay, why is a manhole cover round? And that just throws me into a tailspin. That just launches it. My anxiety takes off into orbit. I'm gone. I've checked out. My head goes up. That's it. You're done. It's over. It's kind of like the Hindenburg footage. It's just going down in flames. I feel like. Um, though I do have a backup plan. If they do ask, um, why is a manhole cover round? I'll be like, I don't know. I don't think they will though. Yeah, I think it is too. I think it is. It's a, can you make snappy decisions and, like you said, work on the fly, think on the fly. Um, when I'm hitting the pavement and you know in the code and everything, oh yeah, I have no problem with that. But sitting here and talking one thing and then you know beanbagging me with something totally out of left field is just, I can't do that. So I think it has something. Yes, I think it does have something to do with how the person fits in. Although I think I read somewhere it also has to do with, and I've seen square manhole covers. You lift the manhole cover that's round in the middle on some of them. Yeah, it's more accessible. That's it. You nailed it. Yeah, yeah, you nailed it. Um, I'll go with that. Instead of saying I don't know, I'll just say it's more accessible. If, like I said, who knows? Maybe they will ask that. Exactly. I hope so. That would be great. You know. Um, so I got to talk to two people at first. I have to talk with one in the second interview, one in the third interview, and if all goes well, I think Wednesday I have to talk with the senior vice president of part of the company. If and I, I, I have to do this for me. I have to set the bar real low because there's too many times I've set the bar really, really high, and I've been disappointed. And I've disappointed myself, and I've kicked myself for literally months afterwards. Um, it seems to me like there's a Wednesday meeting scheduled. It's a good thing, maybe. Hopefully. I don't know. But, yo, we shall find out. Um, I don't know, man. I believe in you, man. You deserve it. You do great. You know, a lot of people have told me that, and a lot of people have told me just be yourself. And I think that's it. I'll be myself to the point where I don't get thrown out of the interview. But yeah. That's all I can do. And I appreciate you, and I appreciate your support. I really, really do. I appreciate everybody's support. Um, though the nerves and the anxiety, they don't they don't care. Um, they will do their thing anyway, and it's like less than 24 hours now before the call. So yeah, I'm kind of, oh yeah, great, you know, 22 hours, 21 hours, that kind of deal, So um, I've gotten this far. Hopefully, it's a good sign. I'm feeling, I'm feeling good, and I'm feeling confident. Not 100%, mind you, but like 95%, yeah. So I'm hoping that this happens and that I'm hired. Because there's a lot in the future that is dependent upon this. Not to say it still can't happen, but um, yeah, fingers crossed. Everything's crossed that I can cross, even my eyes at times. So, other than what you're doing, what have you been up to? I mean, I've blasted out tweets, but that's pretty much it. And for like the past couple days, not been doing much other than that accessibility test. So it's it's been a slow and not work wise, but it's been. I've kept it at a slow pace this week. I guess what I'm trying to say. So I double booked again. I double booked an event apart online and Next.js Conf online. Cool. Well, let's take a look at the website. Of course. All right, here we go. I am not going to do it on this computer because it's slow. Now, mind you, I've been there to your website before, and I like clean, so let's do it on here. Let's just like that. Like the transition. Lazy loading images. LinkedIn. Third. No, we gotta fix that. Look up my name on, 'cause I can't add you, or request. Look up my name on LinkedIn, and I'll add you. I'll keep it right there, actually. There you are. Adding search by tag with a URL query. Search kind of cool. The search is kind of cool. Yeah, I don't have a search because I don't have a lot of. I don't have a lot of content, and that thing's been on me the whole time. Yeah, if I can't add you on LinkedIn, but if you go on there, when you go on there, search for me, and I'll add you. Yeah, so I like the transition on the button. Nice and clean, the way I like it. Lazy loading, love it. Nice and fast. Of course, it's 11:80. Netlify. I think I followed you on GitHub. Yep. Cool. I'll look for it. Got you on Twitter. CodePen. Do I got you on CodePen? I think I got you on CodePen. Well, let's take a look. I was actually on here last night doing some stuff. Just some. My CodePen is just tinkering around. I am following you on CodePen. Okay. Here. LinkedIn. I think we got our bases covered. Love it. Love the site. Written a few articles. Kind of cool if you're bored and want to read. I will give you a read. As a matter of fact, I am going to bookmark you. Awesome finds. Boom. I have got to figure out, actually. Cool, I'll keep an eye. Oh, there it is right there. I gotta watch out. I've gone over that ignore button I don't know how many times, and apparently my trackpad is very, very sensitive. For whatever reason, I've tried fixing it in the settings, and it just does what it wants to do. So I've hit ignore on a few people that I didn't mean to. I do not know those people. All right. I do know some of these people, but they don't know me. Cool. But yeah, I am. Oh, here. I'll bounce something off you right now. New window. And in that new window, we're going to pull up. Where are you? Right there. So, I went into the 11D Discord and I asked, and there was a few things that went around, but it was just like, well, you know, you could try this, or you could try this, or you could try this, and I'm like, I don't want to do it in doc form or Google Doc form or CSV or whatever form. And of course I got an error on something. I think think it's that JSON file. But anyways, I am trying to figure out how to take the content from the menu and add it into the template. Oh, cool. I appreciate the skill endorsements. Thank you very much. Appreciated. I will return the favor. A little later, but thank you. I'm trying to throw in the data from the menu, and maybe I should. And I think you've seen the mock-up of the site before, but let me reopen that. Where are you? You're right there. So I want to use collections. I am trying to use collections. Just as soon as we, this part. So all the menu items here that you see, okay? I want to get those. Ideally, I thought it would be the fastest way to do it would be put all of the items in a JSON file and import that JSON file into the template somehow. I have a breakfast collection, I have a lunch collection, and I have a side order collection. Where is it? So yeah, breakfast, lunch. Oh, that's the wrong one. And that's my site. That's not. Breakfast, lunch. What's miscellaneous? Oh, miscellaneous is those two. So the lunch. Okay, so breakfast has these categories, subcategories, children. Lunch has these children, and miscellaneous has these children. Look at my 11 global data post. Let's go to that. This one right here, I assume. Generate page content from a global data file using that. Yeah. Or use collections with tags so you can include custom collections on a certain page. The only problem is it's just going to be one page. So I didn't know if I could. I figured I would be able to include everything on one page. I'll give this a read later, definitely. You know what? I think that's what's missing from this. Nope, I didn't want to do that. That's what was missing from it. Good catch. So yeah, I want IDs for these. Now, yeah, numbers don't have. So here, I'm just going to do this. Copy, paste, 3, copy, 4. Whoops. 5. Let's see. So you're wanting which data on just a single page? All the menu data on the single page, yes. In their respective. So breakfast items in the breakfast section, side items on the sidebar here in the side miscellaneous section, and then lunch in the lunch section. You can iterate an array of objects, yep, but you currently had just an object in global data. Okay. Yeah, I just did this file so I could see if I could dump something into the template, but caching an RE local asset is not yet supported. Okay, that's the. I'll have to look into that later. I don't plan on doing much today, but yeah. So take that array. Of objects. Okay. Pretty sure where to go with that. Appreciate the help. Either way will work. Iterating global data with a for loop or using collections and accessing tags. I would rather do collections because that's pretty much how I hopefully had set this up. I kind of went along the lines of Andy Bell's Learn Alembi's from Scratch course on this one. And now I just got to figure out how to dump all that info into the template. Right, for item and menu, yep, and then the and for, yep. So like, yeah, so I have that here. But I wonder if I get that on the wrong place. Should that be before all of this? No, this should be. Collections and adding tags will be more work. Just adding the tags field in front matter creates a collection, or you can create custom collections in JS. Huh. This is going to turn into a lot of work. The less work, the better. The faster I can finish this, the better. Use my blog post and just iterate all your global data on one page with flow. I will read that and do that. Thumbs up with the lobster emojis. Oh, I have my whoops. That is the wrong button. And my computer's running very slow today. That's awesome. Hmm. Come on. It's going to take a while. Anyways, that's the gist of what I'm trying to accomplish here. So I will read that post, and I will do just that with the for loops, because I think that's what I'm doing. Well, I get collections here. That's on my GitHub. What else do I have going on this week? Well, let's see, what is it? Monday. Oh, it's only Monday. Tomorrow is the interview. Tonight is just freaking out. And this was kind of impromptu. I wasn't going to do a stream, but I am trying to do streams Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So let's see that, and I have W3C meetings tomorrow and tomorrow morning first thing, and Thursday, Friday. What else do I got going on? Quarantine book club tomorrow night. I got 4 hours of video meetings tomorrow. Calendar doesn't say a lot, but if you already have a collection, that code will work, but you would just use the global data file name if you're doing that method for item in menu. For item in menu, menu being JSON. Is that what that's reading? Maybe. I don't know. I'll get it figured out soon, I hope. Yeah, as for what's going on, not much. Oh, menu.json. Let's go back here and do this. .json. Get that still open. Localhost 88. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Something's going on that I'm not keying in on, you know. And I can't, right now, my focus is on that interview, so this is kind of like an afterthought right now. But let's see. Stop the server. Gotta see what I did here. Just gonna put that for now. All right, git push origin name. So I've got the most updated. Oh shit. Your push would publish a private email address. You can make your email public or disable this by visiting. Oh, what did I do? What did I do? Leave off the JSON extension since 11JS knows. Okay. Once you read the post, it makes. All right. We'll do. What is going? Oh, what? None of it's private though. That's not private. Maybe that. So leave off that. What is going on? Not my email is not private. What's not usable, not usable. I haven't had enough. I'll be more than happy to take some off your hands. Oh, that's why. That's why I had that checked. Okay. That should be good now. Alright, now git add, git commit, move JSON file extension, git push u origin main. There. Alright. Oh, nobody's screaming at me today. Good. Oh, let's check Hacktoberfest. Where am I on Hacktoberfest? I have 3 that passed. The 4th was my addition to your repo. 8 days, 9 hours. I better get a damn t-shirt out of this. I had spicy miso ramen, and it was spicy, but it was good. I like the spicy stuff. Not drink a bottle of hot sauce 6 million Scovilles hot, mind you. I won the bet. I don't know if you saw the punishment that I had, but I think I nailed it on the punishment. I know I did. You got the blue shirt? Yeah, I wanted to get the shirt. Hopefully they have a shirt. They better have a shirt for me. I'll find out in 9 days. Because yours is the one that's going to put me over the hump and into the promised land. All I'm asking for is a 2X t-shirt. That's it. That's it. 8 days, 9 hours. So that's what? 8 days is the 27th. So it'll be like early morning, maybe on the 28th for me. We shall see. I wasn't even planning on doing it. I just said to hell with it. And I did it anyway. So, all right. I'll read that definitely later. I'm going to do a lot of reading. Oh, I don't know. Tonight. Oh, God. Tonight. The closer I creep to tomorrow. Yeah, I'll I'll read this tonight. Yeah. Take my mind off of things for a while. I got some reading to do anyway, so. But yeah. See, that's what I want to do. That's all I want to do right there. It's like, put the menu stuff in where it goes, and although I gotta go back here because, okay, say breakfast stuff, okay? I wanted to loop through each item, and I think I'm doing it right in that code. It looks right to me. And I thought you could loop through a collection. Easy. So, it helped me to contribute in large code bases. I will be perfectly honest. I did a couple of little tiny ones as intros. I didn't want to waste any time, so I just did a couple tiny ones. Leave the website stuff. Yeah, the website stuff. I'm definitely gonna check out that code that you see in. Well, it would help if I do that. So this is the stuff that I'm trying to do. Anyways, leave the website stuff for after tomorrow. Yeah, chill out and get this job. You know what? I am trying like hell to chill out and get this job. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah. Accessibility questions. Anybody have any accessibility questions? Depending if you have a collection. Syntax global data is for item in menu, where a collection would be for item in. Right, so like right here, for item in collections dot breakfast. So my understanding is for item in collections dot breakfast will loop through that breakfast collection that I have. Where the hell is it? Oh, maybe I should put category in here, like category, and then breakfast. Should I do that? Where is the? Where the hell is it? I gotta have that breakfast markdown file, don't I? Because I don't have a breakfast markdown file. Collections are either a directory of markdown files or another source of data, which must have the tags field in front matter data. So I gotta put. So where do I put that? I'll get to that. I'll get to that later. So I don't need that category. Global data you can't filter like a collection. The blog post states the limitations and where and when a collection is better to use it. Gotcha. Gotcha. Take a look at my website. It has collections for my blog post based on tag. We'll do that. Wednesday, I will. Well, see, I don't like this going into the unknown stuff very often, especially when it comes to interviews. And I don't know when they're going to get back to me or when they're going to, if Wednesday happens and that interview takes place Wednesday. Um, I don't know when I'm going to be able to say, hey, everybody, I got the job, or hey, everybody, I didn't get the job. Well, if I disappear, you know I didn't get the job. Accessibility questions. Do I need AAA or does 4.5 to 1 work for normal text? Good question. Let's go to the tape, shall we? 4.5 to 1 is acceptable, but you can always go a step further, I feel. That's just my opinion. I do know a lot of people that think that way. I know a lot of people think, uh, you know, going a step beyond is what they like to do, and it helps everybody. I also know a lot of people that say, well, double A is fine, or this certain, yeah, double A is fine. Double A is 7 to 1. Now let's see. Text. No contrast. Large scale text and images of large scale text of 3 to 1. Here's your contrast ratio of at least 4.5 to 1. And that's double A. If text is less than 18 points if not bold, and less than 14 points if bold, ensuring that a contrast ratio of at least 7 to 1 exists between text and images of text and or background behind the text. Finding an accessible background color for my Twitter button took forever, and it's exactly 4.5 to 1 ratio. Well, that is where it's always been difficult to get that balance, and at the same time, I want to be careful with what I'm saying, because once it happens, double A and triple A are going to be kind of merged into one specification later on in colors 3, I think it is. No, they don't. Hi. Can't stick around very long. I had to jump in because it's been a while since I've been able to catch a stream. Still going strong, still on affiliate, and I got over 100 followers now. Or I got 100 followers now. I had one, but they kind of took off, but oh well. Yeah, I just decided to come on for a little bit and putz around, kind of like an AMA, and I have my big interview tomorrow, and I'm kind of freaking out, so trying to keep myself off that ledge. Hope you're having a good day, though. Thanks for stopping in. And I had ramen. It was pretty good. Store-bought. So I'm just chugging along. Figured I'd get a stream in and then relax. Glad today's been good. Hope you're all safe out there and sound and doing well. I'm in my ivory tower. I'm going to let down my hair as soon as all this stuff passes. No, actually, it's actually been a while since I did the Lobster Shack one. I'm trying to coordinate with Jay on a day. We had a day coordinated, but there was a mix-up, and we ended up not uh, getting together that day. Every time I've tried to coordinate another day with him, this job I interviewed for, they kept saying, "Oh, we're gonna have this interview on this day," and I was like, "That's the day the day and time they wanted to interview me. Each of the three times so far has been on a day that I've scheduled with Jay to coordinate getting some animation on that Lobster Shack theme. So it's been wacky. But no, I did not. No, you did not. You did not miss the ending. No. And a matter of fact, that is. Yeah. I. It's just been weird. The timing has been just. I'd be like, yeah, Jay, I'll hook up with you on Tuesday at 1 o'clock, and we can go over the stuff and do a stream together. And then they were like, yeah, we want to interview you at 12:30 to 1:30. I'm like, what? What the? I need more Code Pen followers. I only got 6. No, just kidding. I don't have. I just putz around on here. What was I doing? Oh, my work. Yeah, things are going to calm down for me, too. I probably will do this stream. Well, of course I'll do this stream. I'm doing it right now. Wednesday is... I'm not doing one Wednesday. And Thursday is probably going to be a no. So, quickly... I was waiting for you to do some collab streams, and I've been on the edge of my seat, but I was like, oh, she must be busy. So here it is. Yeah, I should have bugged you. Oh, I don't like bugging anybody, but next time I will. When all of this is said and done with this interview process, I'm going to start bugging some people. I had to change the red text because it was just, the color contrast was not right. This is what I got so far. I think everything's fine as far as positioning goes. So I'm fine with that. The thing I have to fix, besides these on the bottom, the thing I have to fix is the zoom on this, because I totally screwed that up somehow. I want that skip the main content to drop down, kind of like, a sign would drop down and kind of sway in the breeze a little bit. And possibly that lobster coming down from the top. Other than that, oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I only changed a couple lines of CSS, to be honest with you. This is what happened, so it fell right into place. As far as mobile goes, I think it was all set on mobile, except for maybe the top block here, but I still have to check that. But yeah, this is what it looks like so far. I've got everything looking like I want it to, and yeah. I just got to coordinate with Jay and see what we can do about doing some animation. And I don't know if you saw. I think the last time I streamed and you were on here, I said I was going to this place, and I was going to get a lobster roll before they closed. And if you get give me a couple minutes here because where is it? Let me. Okay, so that is the place. Okay, you remember seeing that? I'm sure you remember. I'm pretty sure we were all looking at that together. That's the name of the place, McLoon's Lobster Shack. I took that picture because I was gonna use that as the tiling background, which I still might do. And there I am. In all my glory. And let's see. I wore my mask. Of course, it would be a lobster mask. Why would it be any different? And oh, that was the bounty. That was the bounty. That delicious lobster roll. Oh man. So that was at about noontime. It was good. It was really, really good. And here's your perfect Maine, coastal town. Lobster boats on a foggy day. Uh, so I don't know if you'd seen. Oh, and here I am. See, yeah, I got a lobster hat. Got to have a lobster hat. And lobster pajama bottoms. I didn't buy them because they were like $35 or something. And one more picture. Well, so this restaurant right here, that's me pointing at the sign like an idiot. Where am I here? I don't know if you saw that picture or not, but that's a 3-foot lobster roll. And that went in my belly. No, 2 foot. 2 foot, sorry. It was only 2. I'd been seeing 3. It was only 2. Yeah, that would be the that would be the picture that I was. Yeah, that is 5 1.25 pound lobsters uh, in that lobster roll. So this one, that picture of me, you see the people behind me, the old people behind me, they were actually cheering me on. They were my rooting section in that place. And there I am getting accosted by a shrimp or a prawn or whatever you want to call it. That's going to be a profile picture somewhere. That's going to be my profile picture on Tinder. You think I can snag any ladies with that? Oh. That day was so relaxing. You couldn't even imagine how relaxing that was. You know, I like to laugh. I just like to find a gal that likes to laugh. Because the last couple, oh, God. It was the perfect day. I went up with a friend. Nice, Tanner, nice. Finished writing my tests and they all passed. Went up with a friend, had that little tiny lobster roll as an hors d'oeuvre, and then took some pictures, went down, had that big lobster roll. I might have been able to eat two of them, but I'm going back and I'm going to try for two in one day. I think I can do it. I love MDN. I never thought I'd be working on a feature. I love MDM too. MDN too. Glad you were working on it. Let me know how that goes. And I'm going to need some collab streams coming up. Definitely. So I can jump in and type all sorts of lobster emojis. Oh, man. Where am I at on time? Hour and a half almost. Time do I got? Almost 4:30 here. So it's 1:30 on your coast, 4:30 here. Might be able to do this Friday. Let me just check here what my Friday looks like. My Friday looks like 2 W3C calls, and that's it. One is at 11 to 12, and one is at 2 to 3. But I'll definitely keep it on the lookout. I actually could do my calls on the laptop, and I could do the mobile on the Twitch. Is that what the kids say? The Twitch? I'll keep an eye out, though. Accessibility question number 2. What line height is the best for user experience? I have seen, read, and heard different points of view. Anywhere between 1.3 and 1.6. So, I use 1.5. I like to do everything in increments of 0.5. Let's see what the WCAG says, because I know that there's something in there about line height. Let's clear filters, and let's go to quick reference. Where is your... No, we got navigable, we got input, we got readable. Nope. No. No. Shoot, where is that? I was just doing this the other day, and why don't they have a search? All right, WCAG line spacing, text spacing. That's it. 1:4:12. Line height to at least 1.5 times the font size. So if you're looking at 16, you're looking at, if you're doing a base 16, you want a line height of what equals to be 24 pixels. And the spacing of at least 2 times the font size, that actually I did a kind of a little experiment. I did an experiment on all of these, and they're pretty much, they're good to go. It's not too much. It's not enough. I mean, they look, for me, eyeballing it, it looks right, but there is what you want to reference. And 1.4.12 is from 2.1, I believe. Yeah, 2.1. Yeah, absolutely. You're welcome. Not a problem. Any other questions, just let me know in the chat. This, I am just going to do that. Dependabot is not screaming at me today, so that's good. Goodbye, and let's go back to... Now we're on 2.1, which is... Oh, stop it. We're on 2.1. Where the hell did I put it? No, I didn't want to do the quick ref. Oh, TR, that's why. Next question. Should a sewer manhole cover be circle or square? It should be... Well, you think it should be square because it would be easier to pry it out of the ground with the square edges, but manhole covers are usually picked up by the middle with a metal rod, and they are heavy. I've tried to actually pick one up before. It was on a scavenger hunt list. Don't ask. That's as far as my attorney wants me to take that. And it's some of them are picked up on in the middle. There's a little thing where you take the metal rod and you pick it up, and that's how you pick up a manhole cover. Circular has less area than a square manhole cover, so it might be a little less heavy. I don't know. I have never tried to pick up a square manhole cover because you don't see many square manhole covers in the States. But there's always a but. So, before I forget, I was going to say 2.1 and upcoming 2.2 are backwards compatible with 2.0, which means, and I think you know what this means, everything in 2.0 remains. The additions that are in 2.1 just continue on to 2.2. Those will continue on to 3.0. 3.0 is long in the distance. But it's being worked on. A first rough draft has been done. I've been able to sit in on those conversations because I am in the Silver Group, and they are fantastic people, and they are smart people, and they are working on this very, very hard, very, very long hours, very, very diligently to try and make it as readable for people like me that are just there. I am not a scholarly person. I never liked school. I didn't like high school. But I love to learn outside in my own environment at my own pace. So these people are working very, very hard. They're great people. And I think 3.0 there's gonna be a lot of good things in 3.0. Yes, less area space on a circular manhole cover makes it more accessible for a body to fit through than a square manhole cover. Let's do this. Oh, and I am uploading everything to YouTube. So tell your friends and neighbors, subscribe because I actually think I want to try to make money on YouTube as well. So on YouTube, I found out that it's going to take, and this is just way off in the distance, mind you. And before I go any further, if you don't know who Sam the Cooking Guy is, I suggest you watch his videos because they're awesome. All right, now back to me, of course. My channel. So, I need 1,000. Oh, I got 8 subscribers. Cool. I need 1,000 subscribers to get monetized. And I got 8. And 4,000 public watch hours, and I got 0. Anyway, moving right along. Actually, it's a good thing I popped in here because restrictions. Make sure I don't have any restrictions. There's a copyright claim right there. Some of these videos might have stuff covered over them. I don't know how they are. I can't listen to myself or watch myself the whole way through. So if audio is replaced by a song that I've covered to make it monetizable, I guess, is that the word? Then that's what I did. And they are closed caption. So yeah, we're gonna do that one. Jesus, this turned out to be a more productive day than I had planned. Yeah, do it. What was that movie? Was it Starsky and Hutch with Ben Stiller? Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Sam Zine, yeah. You know it. Tanner. I used to live in La Jolla, and I am a big Sam the Cooking Guy fan, and he's down there in Little Italy. That's where I got my mindset, is down there in Southern California. I need to move back there. I really do. It's so expensive, though. Jesus, is it expensive. Another copyright claim here. Don't want to run into any copyright claims. Oh, that's a big one. That's like 6 minutes of music. What happened? Can I just... Can I do that? Does that work? Sure. Let's try that. And as far as everything else goes, everything looks kosher dill on the pickle farm. Cool. Now I remember to, when I stream, I use the music that there are no copyrights on. So what you're hearing right now behind me is not copyrighted. It's for streamers. And it is Churn Beats by Prod by Churn. Matt Churn. So yeah, I'll have to come back in a couple days for those. Cool. This has been very productive. What else? I'm waiting. I honestly, Madagascar. It's great. Yeah, it's so expensive. Okay, here's the thing. I lived in Anaheim for 4 years. I lived in La Jolla for a year. Anaheim, the place I lived in Anaheim was a 1-bedroom, 880-foot square, a 1-bedroom apartment. for $8.95. I looked at it the other day. It was $17.95 a month. The one in La Jolla was 770 something square feet. It was a one-bedroom apartment in La Jolla. It was a third-floor apartment in the middle of the college. I don't know what I was thinking. Actually, I know what the story is behind that. It's too long of a story. Anyways, 770 square foot, one bedroom in San Diego. At the time was $1,115 a month. That one is now $2,195 a month. I think it was $2,195. It is outrageous. It's I don't know. I just don't know. Anyways, I'm waiting for my first troll on here, and they don't bother me at all. And I'm waiting for. I've gotten a thumb down before. I don't care. I don't care. But yeah, there tons of videos. All my streams are here. Oh, and the lobster eating too. Let's see. I'm in Sacramento right now, kind of shitty, but all I can do until I get. I hear you. I did not get up that far north. I think the furthest north I went was like right around, not in, but right around Fresno. So there's that. In Arizona, I was paying $1,200 for a studio apartment. It was nice, but the area was terrible. You're moving to Canada. I mean, Canada's great. I can't do. Maine is awesome. Okay, Maine is awesome. But there's only a certain place north I can go before it starts getting spooky. And the same can be said for New Hampshire, which is right next door. I can't do winter anymore. I just can't. I can't. I gotta go through this one, and I'm dreading it. And I have more than one place on my list of possible moves. I just don't want to do snow anymore. I've seen enough. It's been like, well, before the 5 years that I was in California, that's 44 years of snow out of 49. I just can't do it anymore. I can't. People ask me, oh, don't you miss the seasons? No, I don't. I don't miss the colors on the trees. There's too many people around here on buses snapping pictures and getting into accidents. I gotta get out of here. I can have the lobster rolls delivered. Good luck in Canada, though. And good luck on the job hunt. And if I see anything, I'll definitely let you know. And a matter of fact, let me look something up here real quick. Oh, there's my back tattoo. I don't know if anybody saw it, but I got a tattoo started on my back. I think you saw it, Tanner. But there it is. Don't mind the muffin top. The muffin top. Oops. There we go. Anyways, there's enough of my ugly ass. So Tanner. We got protege.dev. Thank you. It's going to be the color next. The next part is going to be split into 4 sections, and that's going to start. She's going to start the coloring on it. Let's put this in chat here. My mouse starts working. Take a look on that site. Let me know if you find anything. Let me know if it helps. Hopefully it does. It's remote jobs. for junior developers. I think you could nail one of those. You got the chops. Do it. Now that that's there. Now that, okay. Now, oh, and the other thing. Not a problem. You're welcome. And another thing. Guess who did this last night? If I spell it right, that'd be great. Yeah, guess where I went? Guess what I went and done? I went and done this. You got your chowder level, you got your lobster roll level, you got your bisque level, you got your lobster dinner level, you got your clam bake level, and you got your sponsor level. I ain't got anybody on there, so I have a Patreon. I can't believe I'm doing this stuff. I really can't. All right, that, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm also gonna change that. This was the only headshot I had of me, and I can't remember who took the picture, but I looked up and I kind of went, really? That's why I looked. I did not mean to look so smug in that, so I'm gonna change that. Actually, I've been changing it on other platforms. But yeah, I have Patreon with different levels of lobster food in it. Oh. Where am I? I am right here. Okay, we're gonna go down here. We're gonna do that, and then. Why so serious, bruh? So stupid. I do have pictures of me smiling. Trust me. And I am a web developer. There's so many titles and names, but you know what I am? I am a web developer and designer. I'm going back to the old days. You can call yourself whatever you want. That's fine with me. I am a web designer and developer. All right, I'm off my soapbox now. I think that's automatically saved, right? Yes. So, log out. We're done with that. I still got the wig tag up. If anybody has any questions, I will read this later. And back, you know what? I'll do this again. Patreon.com. Yep. Patreon.com. Front End Nerdery. Because I flash that up there. So yeah, the chowder level. Once I get going on the podcast, the lobster roll level. The bisque level, lobster bisque is so good. If you haven't had it, try it. I got the recipe for you. Let me know if you want the recipe. And then you got the lobster dinner, the clam bake, and the sponsor. I think I'm reaching a little too high on the 100 and the 500. You want all recipes. Here's your boy. I can make that happen. There is a site. Lobster from Maine. Yep. If you go to lobsterfrommaine.com, and you go to resources. Yeah, it's resources for home cook. You got this is the site you need, the Lobster from Maine site. Preps and Eats, I think it is. Believe me. Believe me. I want to eat all the things too. So I had this the other night. I made this the other night. Maine lobster dip. So easy to make. I had that with pita bread, and I also had it with tortillas. Hello. Be careful, though, where you buy your meat. There's a lot of places that say it's fresh, but it's actually frozen. And you can get it fresh. I think you can get it fresh through here. The site I use is mainelobsternow.com to order, and they ship it overnight anywhere in the country. And it's fresh meat. Because I don't have to go very far, because I'm like right here, but I don't have to go very far to get it. Cream cheese, if you like cream cheese, garlic powder, mayo. I put, instead of regular mayo, pita bread is tasty, yes. I don't know if you've been introduced to this wonderful magical thing that I hold in my hands. But when I found this on Sam the Cooking Guy's YouTube channel, I said I gotta try it. I tried it, and oh my god, it brings lobster roll to a new level of flavor. Kewpie mayo. I don't know if you can see this or not. Kewpie mayo. You can get it on Amazon. I get it in 3 packs on Amazon for like $20. This stuff is as the kids say, the bomb. Da bomb. Is that how the kids say it? Da bomb. It comes in a squeeze bottle, which is great. And it's so much different than regular mayo. Because in regular mayonnaise, they use the egg whites, I think, pretty much. In this, they use the egg yolk. Oh my god. Oh, a raid. Hey, Kurt. Yeah, you picked a weird time to chop in. I'm hawking mayo. Oh, there's Claudia. How you doing? Oh, this is awesome. How's everybody doing today? I'm just putzing around. I was doing a little bit of stuff, and I'm just trying to mentally gear up for the interview tomorrow that I'm on a ledge. I am on the ledge. I am just, inside my head, I'm freaking out, so. But yeah, Maine lobster. I'm your boy if you want lobster recipes. Just anytime, ask me. Oh, and I have a Patreon now, and I have a YouTube channel now. I've just fallen into this stuff for some reason, but anxiety level is 9,000 plus another 9,000 because every hour it seems I get closer and closer to literally lifting off into orbit. Yeah. You want a lobster roll recipe? Here's your traditional Maine lobster roll recipes. There are 2. 1, the cold version. The cold version is just the lobster meat on a bed of lettuce in a hot dog roll. You butter the hot dog roll on each side, and you put it on like in a pan to toast it. You put the lettuce in on the toasted bun, and then you take the lobster meat, lightly toss it in some mayo. I suggest Kewpie mayo. That's your traditional cold one. Your traditional hot one is the hamburger bun. Actually, some places do a hamburger bun. They do a brioche bun too. But anyways, I'm getting on a tangent here myself. The hot one is the hot dog roll. There's no lettuce, or you can put lettuce in it. I've seen both. And you can do the lobster meat, no mayo, but you pour clarified butter on the top, and here's your hot lobster roll. Top split bun, yes. Yep. I have seen, there's a place in Maine called Bite into Maine, and they had a Chipotle mayo lobster roll. It was phenomenal. They had lobster rolls I hadn't had before because I'm kind of like a purist, a traditionalist, but not anymore because I tried all these different lobster rolls, and holy God. You had like Indian style, like from India. It was well. Let's make sure I have the right screen up this time because I've been talking through everything. I asked them if they could take the food truck and drive to my house, and they can park right in front of my house, but I just don't know. I am using slobs, and believe me, this is a low rent, low budget production I'm doing here because I have Stream Deck, which I saw you using, Kurt. I tried using it, and I've just been fumbling around with it, to be honest with you. I haven't had much time to kind of deep dive into it because of this pending interview. So, yeah. All right, here is some of the stuff. Okay, yellow Indian curry mayo. I've had that one. There's the Chipotle one that I had. I had the wasabi one. Jesus jumping Jehoshaphat. These things are freaking awesome. And now I see the caprese one, and I want the caprese one. I figured that Stream Deck? Yeah, Stream Deck was a lot to get into. I'm just trying to, here's my, I got so much going on. When all my work is done at the end of the year, which is coming up soon, and depending on this job interview and if they hire me or not, when the smoke is cleared, I really want to get a more fluid, professional, quote unquote, setup going here, transitions and all this stuff, because I see some of the stuff you guys are doing and you ladies are doing, and I'm just impressed so much by, all this stuff you're doing, and I'm kind of like, that's what I want to do. So at some point. Thank you for the bits. I don't know what bits are. Somebody did 100 bits, and I don't know what bits do. So I have no idea that's what you're dealing with here. But thank you. Thank you so much. You had yours for 4 months. Okay, yep. I get money for bits. Sweet. Just today I learned. Yeah, I just I have to. I started doing all this stuff like branding as a backup plan. I'll still do it if things go the way I hope they do. If they don't, I I don't know what I'm going to do, to be honest. I'm going to be perfectly honest. If I don't get that job, this has been an exhausting, yet I've held my patience, but it's been an exhausting, it's been a year, it's been over a year process because of the pandemic. I really don't know if this is going to break me or not. I'm not going to try and let it break me, but um, it's just, I'm, if I were playing baseball, okay, I would be 2 for 2,147 after this one. Those aren't good numbers. And it's just been so tiring over 20 years. Just the rejection emails and the, well, we decided to move on to another candidate emails. And I don't know. I don't know. But I appreciate all of you and your support and your kind words. And you're all awesome. And I love y'all. You guys are great. So let me get up here with, let me get up it, caught up here with the chat. 300 bits, thank you for the 300 bits. I appreciate you. Uh, okay, small. Hey, Marty McFly, how are you? That's from my personal account. Moolah, all my bits sit over there. Thank you, Claudia. I'm trying. I'm trying. What framework am I into? Good question. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and accessibility is my framework. If you're looking for JavaScript frameworks, I can dabble. I've dabbled in React a little bit. I'm pretty good at React. I've been working with React over a year. Yeah, a year and a half actually. I feel comfortable in that. Next.js I feel comfortable with. Gatsby I feel comfortable with, but I don't use it as much anymore. That I found Next.js. I've used Vue a little bit. I'd like to use Vue a lot more. I think I'd like Vue a lot more than I do React, but I mean, I'm an older guy that used PHP for so long, and not that there's nothing wrong with PHP, because there's nothing wrong with PHP. I just wanted to move on to other spaces, fields, endeavors. You know what I mean? I hear you. It's so hard, especially now, hanging in. Be great. Don't let it break you, Todd. You'll find a job. Just got to keep pushing. Thank you, everybody. Really, no, all your words here. Thank you. I appreciate them and your support. And yeah, I'm tearing up a little bit. This is just awesome. And Marty, not a problem. I love to learn, and I've been doing that for over 20 years online. Actually, more than that. I'm 49. I started coding when I was 9, when I learned BASIC on a Commodore 64. And it just took off from there. And let me go back here. Thank you, Tanner. Much appreciated. Actually, I want to go back here. I'm going to let you all know real quick that I have, oh, let's do this. I have a YouTube channel. where I'm throwing up all the videos that I do from now on. And apparently, to start making money, I need 1,000 subscribers. So here it is. I'll just throw it in the chat for the link here. Why they gave me Todd Libby 44, I don't know. But there it is. You're all awesome in chat. Thank you very much. So that's my YouTube channel if you want to subscribe. I do have the videos of me eating that. I made a mistake. I kept saying 3 foot long lobster roll. It was only 2. So next time I go there, I'm eating 2 2-foot long lobster rolls. That one 2-foot long lobster roll, that went down so easy. Anyways, I digress. Then we're right here. I have a Patreon now. You can have your chowder level, your lobster roll level, your bisque level. You can have your lobster dinner level. You can have your clam bake level or your sponsor level. I didn't know what to name the sponsor level. Clam bake's a big thing. Maybe those are a little high. I might push them down a little bit, but I'm going to put that in the chat too. Kurt, thank you very much for popping in. It was great talking to you. I will see you soon on your stream, and I'll pop in as much as I can. Have a good night, and thank you. Thank you for the support. Appreciate you. You went for lunch and got gifted a sub. I will follow you back, Claudia, yes. Here's the Patreon link. Front and Nerdery. What is that? So what do you want to show on your YouTube, Twitch streams, vids? Basically, I'm not looking for it's just me doing streams with accessibility, with anything that I'm working on, really. It's not one like niche thing, I guess. You know, just me doing like accessibility stuff. If I'm working on a project, like I have an 11D project I'm working on for the restaurant website. I have my own website that I'm doing performance stuff on that I need, that I'm probably going to do later on when the smoke clears. I do accessibility audits, and yeah, stuff like that. Learning, I did a couple, well, I did more than a couple. I did a few videos on when I was learning Next.js. I was just going through their docs, that kind of thing. Yeah. And what did I get for time? Oh, it's been a couple hours. I didn't actually, I wasn't planning on being on here for 2 hours, but here we are. So, y'all are great, though. I'm saying y'all lately. I've been, a lot of my friends say y'all, so I've been starting to say y'all. And I'm a Northeast guy. You all are great. Whatever. I don't know where that's coming from. You could contribute to an open source project. Maybe people will be eager to give you money. I actually have before. And I actually have a project in mind that I'm going to start I don't know if it's going to be at the beginning of next year, but it'll be next year, and it's a big project. It's a huge project, and I think there's something to be made there. I'm not going to go much further into that right now. Not that it's some highly guarded state secret, but um, I know that it's a very there's not a there's nothing out there like it that I know of, and I've done an exhaustive search for like a year on that. So we'll see on that, but yeah, open source. I've done a few in the past. I did a lot, um, and I had um, stopped doing that. What in the early 2000s, I stopped contributing to open source. I was going to school, and I moved to California, and just life was happening. So, all right, Tanner. Well, I appreciate you stopping by and hanging out, and thanks for coming. It was great talking to you, and we'll see you soon. How about contributing to an established one first? Let my channel grow. Yeah, I could do that. I actually wanted. I filed a not a PR, but I commented on the React uh, GitHub account that in the tutorial that's on CodePen, they took out the outline, the focus outline, which is an accessibility no-no. And I never heard back. Matter of fact, I didn't hear anything. So I'm inclined to crawl in there again and kind of poke around, because I know they were looking for a lot of people, I guess, from what I understand, to contribute in places, I guess. I don't know. I briefly read that off of Twitter the other day. But the Twitch thing had gone really good, I guess, because to me it didn't take long. It took me like, I don't know. I don't know how long I've been on Twitch, but I'm already at 100 followers, so I think that might be a good thing. I don't know. I'm not, playing video games, or I got 500 people a day joining, but I don't expect that. I'm not looking to be like a social media, internet star. I just want to be able to help people, teach people, learn from people, and just make good content that people like. Crack a few jokes now and then, laugh. So, yeah. But the open source stuff, I totally agree with you, Marty. That yeah, yeah. I see where you're coming from. Yep. But what am I at now? I'm at a little over 2 hours. Of course I do. Yes. Yeah. Now, granted, if I'm gonna fling a number out there. If I got 100,000 followers, I wouldn't complain, to be honest with you. And I would love to be able to do a stream, start a project from beginning to end, and have only if one person out of the whole 100,000 learned from it, I'd done my job. That's the way I look at it. So, yeah. But if I did become a millionaire, I wouldn't. I wouldn't complain. If I could, like the YouTube channel, that I needed a place to upload my videos so they weren't sitting on my hard drive taking up space. And then I started getting likes on some of them, so I kept them up there. But I think I'm going to call it pretty soon. Well, thanks for the follow, Marty. I appreciate it very much. Thank you. I won't let you down, hopefully. You know, I'm coming up on 50 years old, and I'm just starting to do this stuff, starting to put myself out there, and I figured, what the heck, why not? But sharing what I'm learning and like accessibility stuff, I've been told by a lot of people they've learned some stuff from me from the accessibility angle, and I'm glad I could help. I really do. I'd like to see a more accessible web, that's for sure. That's something I take very seriously because I have family members and friends that they have needs, and that's why I advocate for accessibility. So, yeah, and I don't see a well, now lately I've been seeing a lot more like from Eric Eggert, and a lot of the companies that do accessibility. So it's something I had in mind too on my YouTube stuff. Well, streaming as well, so on Twitch. But again, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it, and thank you for stopping by today. I appreciate that too. My YouTube is sad except for the video of baby Ash playing in her bath. Well, of course, the zoo, I mean, they're all cute. Let me go over there now and subscribe. Subscribe. Hey, maybe we will code together. Let's hope that day comes. And as for now, have a good day. Have a good evening wherever you are, Marty. Thank you very much, and we will see you next time. Yes. Appreciate you stopping in. As for me, Mary, that's all right. Believe me, if you're not making typos, you're doing something wrong. Because I do it all the time. Instead of faults, it's flays, F-L-A-S-E, and that's my big one right there. Whenever I'm doing JavaScript, instead of faults, or when I'm doing anything, really, it's faults. It's flays. It's kind of hard to misspell mine because it's so short, but yeah. I don't think I've misspelled my name. Yeah. Yeah. I gotta knock these cobwebs out of my head, and just, that interview was just, yeah. I get it into my head to do Claudius Amusing and stuff. Claudia. I thought I had read somewhere that happens for a reason. There's something in our brains that, if for whatever we'll be writing something and we just switch letters. Like, I was doing Um, well, let me do this. I was doing an accessibility test last night, and I kept spelling what was the word I kept spelling wrong? The word I kept spelling wrong, and it's not here, and shoot, I forgot that. That's awesome. Impaired. So when I was doing this last night for my test, I would do not only would I do VIUSALLY for visually, but I would do IMAPIRED, imapired. And from what I read, that's like something to do in our brains that that we do that for whatever odd reason. But oh, guess what? That didn't even save anything because I had it. I had it. Oh no, it did save it. Okay, we're good. We're good. I'm gonna leave that alone. So yeah, that was my battle last night. Then there's faults, and then there's like um, what else? Function. Function is a great one because I normally would spell it if I messed up FUCNTION. It's not an interview, it's a nice conversation with friends. You mean the one I'm having tomorrow? Is that the one you're talking about? I hope it's a nice conversation with future coworkers. Hey, Clear Off, how are you? I see that you're using Notion. What are your thoughts about it? I love it. I really do. Um, I've downloaded. Well, yeah, I guess you could say downloaded. I've downloaded a few templates that people made, and I'm making templates myself. I find it can do a lot more, and I don't have to try and combine because as you can see my uh, menu bar here on the bottom, it's long and there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff in it I don't use anymore either. But my point is, Notion kind of combines some of the stuff. Where did it go? Right there. Kind of has some of the features Basecamp has. Kind of has a lot of the features that Trello has. So I have been using this more and more, and believe me, I am a chronic app downloader, and then I don't use them for a long time, and then I start using them. So I know a lot of people that don't like it. For whatever reason, they don't like it. I love it. I can do my shopping list, which, as you can see, it wasn't a lot. What else did I do? There's that. I downloaded a few things and I started doing a design system. What else? The accessibility audit that I'm doing, I got this from Dave Rupert. His talk at an event apart, and um, what was the other one he did? God, I could have. No, it was just an event apart online. He used Notion to do this accessibility audit, and I thought that was the greatest thing. Because he was, I guess, doing it in Excel and then brought it over to here. I like this. I really do. I can't use Excel. Bottom line, to answer your question, I love it. I do. I love it. I'm already downloading it. Play around with it. That's, there's some, I mean, it's certain, quick find, gives you all of your, what you've done, things that archived. Where is, there was a place, oh, templates. If you go to templates, you can find different kinds of templates to download that you need. They have different, it's great. I love it. Let's see. Had Todoist, but is way too. See, I use Todoist, and then I applied for a job there for, I can't even remember what it was. I think it was like front end, something to do with the front end. I've been doing front end for like 21 years plus now. Yes, it's changed since I started doing it. HTML's remained the same. There have been a lot of advances in CSS and JS. JavaScript has changed, of course. But I know my stuff. And they didn't even want to bother to talk to me. And I got back an email that said, we're going to pass, basically, this is paraphrasing, we're going to pass on you, but here's a link to subscribe to our newsletter, I think it was, to learn about how to work remotely, or to whatever it was. It's kind of like a slap in the face, kick you when you're down type of deal. So Todoist is dead to me. And I started working with Notion. Not many features on Todoist, for sure. If you're going to tell somebody, and of course we all know in tech, it's either, oh, you're great, you're hired, or, and I have experience in this, 2 for 1,000, or 2 for 2,147, or 46, sorry. You either get ghosted when you hand in a resume, or email on a resume. You get back, your resume looks great, but you're not the right fit. Your resume looks great, but we went with somebody else. You do get the first interview, and after that, we'll pass you along to the team and see what they say, and blah, blah, blah. And then the team looks it over and says no, and you don't even hear back. Or you do hear back, and it's, no, you're not, the right fit, and blah, blah, whatever. don't kick a person when they're down and say, "Oh, here's a resource to learn how to apply for a job remotely." I'm not going to say what I said when I read that email, but I had my choice words to myself. I'll say that much. I mean, it's not necessary, but I don't know. I don't know. It's been a long 21-year process to try to get in with a company that is an actual tech company. The 2 times that I've been hired, one was a design firm that, I mean, it was great, and the people there, a lot of them were great, but it was not conducive to my mental health, and there was just a lot going on at the time that I won't get into, but it just wasn't the right fit. And then I went somewhere else, and that didn't pan out either. The second main one was one that I worked at for 4 years, and it was very micromanaged, and I can't do micromanage. Don't micromanage me. You do not have to be over my shoulder. You do not have to be over my shoulder. And when an email comes in and you have access to all the emails, don't micromanage remotely. Let me do my job. I know how to do my job, and if you can't let me do my job, I'll just go elsewhere, which I did 3 weeks into the pandemic. So I'll get off my soapbox now. I don't know why anybody would email somebody and say, go here and learn about applying for a job. I think I'm in the neck. With my numbers, I'm an expert at applying for jobs in tech. So, oh, no micromanaging. Nope, no, absolutely not. I had an interview, Claudia, in Connecticut, towards the western side of Connecticut, and I went down there, and it was going to pay $95,000 a year. It was for a kind of like a hybrid front end, back end developer, which I am, and I always have been. And the first thing I get in there, and they want me to make a web page, and I'm like, from scratch? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, you know that's going to take a while? Uh, yeah, sure, whatever. So, and this was, God, this was like 15 years ago, maybe. So I started doing it, and after the interview, after I'd sat down with the stakeholders, I sat down with the dev team and everything. So I started doing this web page. Then the stakeholders took me out to lunch. Great. I had no problem. Yeah, they did that because they're arrogant. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta trust us to do our work and leave. Hello, C Films. Glad you're doing great. I'm doing great too. So we went to lunch. I had lunch. We talked. Went back, and they were like, "Oh, you can stop doing the webpage now." And I was like, "Why did you even have me do this? I wasn't even a quarter of the way through, and I basically had nothing." And basically, they were looking over my shoulder the entire time I was doing it. I can't. Don't micromanage like that. Please do not micromanage me. But yeah, Notion. It's great. I love it. I'm gonna actually work on a uh, new accessibility audit template, and at some point, no. Hopefully, when this interview process is over tomorrow and Wednesday, hopefully by the end of the week, I'm going to hear something. Hopefully. Yeah, not anymore though. I am not tolerant of that anymore, and here's why. And I know you're going to agree with me, Claudia. Our work is not free, and several years after that, I went to another interview, and the same thing kind of happened. They wanted me to they wanted me to code something. I can't remember what it was. I'm like, I don't do work for free. I turned around and walked right out. I maybe drove an hour and a half to that interview. I turned right around and walked right out of the building. Nope, not going to do it. Why should we work for free unless you want something for free from us? That's not going to happen. I don't know how many times I got to tell junior devs that too. Don't work for free ever. Just like in design, junior designers. I'm guilty of this way back in the start of my career. I want to get that job. I got to give them what they want. No, you don't. Turn right around and walk away. When I'm looking for a job, I make sure I have stuff out there that they can look at. We can discuss that, or if that's not enough, I don't need to. Yeah, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. My problem now and lately, though, has been I haven't had that work out there because a lot of it has been like consulting lately, and a lot of it has it's fallen off. It's been replaced by newer updates or designs or whatever. A lot of my stuff is on the Internet Archive, to be honest with you. So, and I do have a CodePen. I do have a GitHub account that they can look at if they want. I don't have I don't have a traditional portfolio. mine's a mess too. So, yeah, mine's a mess too. I know how to do websites. Do I want to do websites? Totally, top to bottom. I've done that for I did that for like 17 years, 18 years. Not really, but if I have to, I will. Because I did WordPress for 16 years. Even Automatic didn't hire me. And I worked on that thing since it got forked from B2. It tells you a whole lot about the hiring process. They forked WordPress from B2. I was like, oh, this is interesting. Because I was moving over from movable type. Because everybody was moving over from movable type to WordPress at the time. And that was right around 96, I believe. I could be wrong. But, why? I got all that experience. I know how to write a plugin. Do I have any out there? No, I don't have any out there. I do know how to write one. I'm not actively looking. The minute I am, I put effort in. Yeah. And at the start of the pandemic, I said I'll do some stuff on my own for a while and see how that goes. I don't want to be on my own. I've done it for way far too long. I want to be in a team atmosphere, and heading out. See you later. Thank you for stopping by and for the bits and for everything. Thank you so much, and I will look out for your stream later on. Have a good night. Have a good day. West Coast day. It's still in the daylight. Is that where they had what was that movie with the vampires, the sparkly vampires there? Didn't they film that up there? Oh, that's a party thing. I'll definitely catch you on your stream though. Thank you so much. Again. Twilight, that was it. Didn't they film that in the Pacific Northwest? I'm gonna run out there with glitter all over myself. Blah, blah. I don't think that was it. That was stupid. Anyways. Or run around with a couple of lobsters. I have said this once. I will say this for the rest of the night. Every minute that goes by now is just another minute closer to the tomorrow, and yeah. I did go on Twitter this morning. I did go on social media this morning. I went, "Oh, this is a dumpster fire," and then I turned around and went right away. I even tweeted about it before I left. Not that I was looking for any whatever attention, but yeah, a couple of glittery lobsters. That's hard to say. Glittery lobsters, sparkly ones. You know, that is the best way anybody's put it, and thank you for putting it that way. I'm going to go into those video calls exactly with that mindset. I'm having a conversation like I am right now with some friends, have a good time, just be myself, just put myself out there. Whatever happens, happens. So no stress at all. You're gonna talk to people that share your interests about stuff you have in common. Yeah, that's basically it. I'm gonna talk to some pretty bright people at that company. You and I both know what that is. Wink, wink. And yeah, I never thought of it that way. And I probably would have never thought of it that way. So, thank you for putting that in that perspective, because that helps me a lot. That will help me a lot. Yeah. When I don't know. That a lot of people say that, and maybe it's because I can't see it. But when I'm just talking to people, I guess that's, like you said, when I'm at my best. So I do, and that's odd after all these years of following these people. Like when I do quarantine book club and I'm talking with Mike Montero and Erica Hall, and we're just talking. Even when Mike's making fun of me for being eaten by a bear or wrestling bears in Maine, I was like, I've been following them for so long. Yeah, I remember that. I remember talking to Jeffrey and you that was in Boston in what, 2017? That we were just sitting there having lunch together. And in the inside, let me tell you about that. Let me tell you about that lunch you and I had with Jeffrey. And I don't think I know neither of you know this. On the inside, I I was just like screaming on the inside, like, oh my God, I'm, actually sitting with this guy who helped. If it wasn't for that book, I don't know what I'd be doing. That book, that orange book of his, launched my career. It really did. And you're just one of the best friends in the whole entire web that I've had, Claudia. So I want to thank you for your support as well. And the zoo. The zoo as well. Yeah. I've met a lot of good people on Quarantine Book Club. I've always, I've never considered myself like them, though. Kind of probably stems from the self-esteem issues. But all these people I've talked to, Denver, okay, Jason Palmental added me as a +1, and I went to the speaker dinner at an event apart in Denver. Let me tell you what, I was sitting in that restaurant with all those brilliant people, and I was just like, I can't believe this is happening. Yeah, the people that are accepting are the greatest people, I find, and the most humble. Um, and I was just like that dinner in Denver. I talked with Jeffrey. I talked with Eric. Eric is another one. I talk to all the time at either AEA or sometimes I've even emailed him, and he's been more than gracious to email back and forth. Yeah, 2008. The first time I talked with him after I had freaked out because the credit card didn't work and I had a meltdown. um, him and I were talking. I said, "Yeah, I have a website that I just did," and he looked at it, and it was way back in the day where it was like, yeah, 2008. It was my first major attempt at a good portfolio site. Yeah, they did build the very foundation we all stand on. Yeah. Um, he looked at it and he said, "You have one problem, but other than that, it's a great website." And I was just blown away. Absolutely blown away. Couldn't believe it. And I remember going back to the hotel room that night and kind of sobbing. I was just like, gee, he really liked my website. So, and he commented on a few even further back than 2008. So, yeah, that dinner in Denver is kind of like fanboying and being in awe, but at the same time, just being myself. I talked with Jerry McGovern. I talked with Luke Wroblewski. I talked with, who else was there? Trent Walton was there. Sarah Drasner and her husband were there. Phil Hawksworth was there. Jeffrey, Eric, Jason, uh, Val Head was there. And I mean, Jason was so kind to add me as +1. He's great. He's awesome. And he's a good friend too. Yeah. I feel like I belong now. I do. Even though I'm trying to get a article published, which I guess I'll spill the beans now. I tried to get it in Smashing Mag, and they kind of said it's not good enough, and that's fine. Um, so I resubmitted it, but I hadn't heard anything. I'm kind of hoping that maybe, but I mean, it was on a good. It was about color contrast, so Last time I was in Boston, Jeffrey was so supportive of my site. He really said some great stuff. I had just launched my WoW TVB site. Well, thank you. I appreciate it, and you do too. So, I think we all do. It is hard to get in, and I can not even begin to imagine how hard it is, how much harder it is for a woman. I can't. So, um, the road has been long. The journey has been tiring. But hopefully by the end of the week, I hear welcome aboard and it'll all be worth it. And I'll probably cry like a baby, but I got a beanbag chair that I can sit in and cry. I will do great. Do not even get me started. Yeah, it's not a bad thing for a guy to cry. I mean, I saw that the raid and all the support got me all teary eyed. So, yeah, I'm not ashamed of it. It's like if anybody comes at me, I'm not. They're just words. They don't hurt me. Well, you are too. You're great too. Don't you forget that. In whatever you do, you showed me your stuff, and your stuff's great. The stuff you were working on. So, um, yeah. Everyone should do a big ugly shower cry every so. I do one every week. I do one every week. Oh, especially now for the past, well, since March. I've been doing one every week. You know, you're welcome. And I mean that, really. I really, truly mean that. Go for it. And you know what? You know what we do with the haters? Like I tweet out on Twitter, if you're following me, or even if you're not following me, and you seen that message that says I support you, 100%. I'm behind you. I'm standing right beside you. I am there for everybody. That anybody wants me there, I'm there for them. That's just. It's time for me to give back. I have been the recipient for so long, for over 20 years. Now it's time for me to give back. Yeah, we ignore the haters. We ghost the haters. And I'm gonna get a drink. I'll be right back. We ghost the haters. I mean, I even got well, I got back on Facebook. I don't know why. And then I got on Instagram. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, because this is keeping in touch with friends that I don't keep in touch with a lot that I've known over the years. But those numbers I want to keep small. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. There for the long haul. As long as we know each other, I'm there for you. And you got my 100,000%, I know, support. I know about the 100% thing, but whatever. used to love it too. And then Facebook bought it. And I was like, nope. And I deleted it. I had a lot of good stuff up on there too. I did the same thing with Twitter, actually. I've been on Twitter longer than it actually says on my profile. I was like user number 2 million something way back. And then I had a meltdown. Stuff was going bad, and I deleted it. And then, like, the next day, I was like, no. And then I started, reactivated the account. And then, something else happened later down the line, and I didn't do it, so. Let's see what we have here. WFH, so that's probably work from home office drama. Let's see what that's all about. And I appreciate it. You got my back, I got your back. Oh, that's you. Okay. I have got to follow that then. Because I see kitties. Work from home, office. Mama. Follow. Alright. Now that I see my favorite zoo, I'm getting him on my phone. Alright. Now I can get rid of the WCAG guidelines. I'll keep that page up. I gotta. I gotta close Slack. I gotta go back here. Okay, we're good. That. So the latest two are meh, but prior to that, I was having a lot of fun. Ash watching your Twitch. Actually, let's see here. Yep. Nice. My co-producer. My producer. Ash is my producer. Alright, I'm heading on the 3-hour mark, and I think that might be it for today. This is like 2 hours longer than I thought, so I'm going to wrap it up. And I'm going to wrap it up like this. I want to thank everyone that came in today, that followed, that subscribed, that everything, chatted. I appreciate each and every one of you. I don't know when I'm going to be back on. It'll probably be next week. We shall see. So I'm going to plan. Oh, you have a good night too, Claudia. And thanks for stopping in. Let me look at my schedule. So next Monday, okay, next Monday's an event apart is not until no, an event apart's next week. I gotta make sure that's in my calendar because that's not in my calendar. But anyway, maybe not next Monday then. I'll announce it on Twitter, on my Twitter. So again, thank you for everybody that stopped in, subscribed, followed. The support means a lot, and all the encouragement means you don't even know how much that means. I'm gonna go in there tomorrow to that meeting, and I'm gonna talk with good friends about accessibility, and I'm gonna nail those interviews, and hopefully by the end of the week I'll have some good news for everybody. If not, we move forward and we move on. But as for today, I'm gonna call it. It's like at the 3-hour mark now, close to it, anyways. I'm jealous that you get to talk to like-minded devs tomorrow. I think a lot of it is like management that I'll be talking to tomorrow, and I think a lot of it will be. It won't be technical. I think it's gonna be, from what research I've done. You'll be fighting with Tuesday. I will be fighting with Tuesday in the morning because my interview starts in the afternoon. So, um, I think a lot of it is going to be they want to ask questions about my work during my career. They want to get to know me as far as if I'm going to be a good fit for the company. I was hoping I'd get to talk to Derek, but no. uh, but and he's another one that like we were talking about. Derek is another one that is one of those people. They're all great people. Yeah, I'll be having a nice conversation with like-minded professionals. That's exactly it. Very supportive. Very, very supportive. Yep. I wish they'd all follow me on Twitter, but it doesn't matter. That's okay. I think I did a big purge. Yeah, he does. He does. He's awesome, and he's dispensed some of the greatest advice. And one of those pieces of advice for me, yes, of course, that is huge. That is huge. Um, 20, I want to say 2017 in Boston. We were going to dinner with Dan Mall and Brad Frost and a couple other attendees. And he asked me about how things were going, and I was like, oh, well, they're going okay, but at work, I'm having this problem with them accepting, accessibility because they like to push back. And he told me, push back harder. Yeah, that's getting grilled for something you don't know and then mocked for it. That's so stupid. It sucks, and people like that suck. That's like, I can't stand them. Dan is an awesome guy, and Brad, and I'm hoping Brad is, ever since their move, they're doing good. I think about Brad a lot. I really do. Nobody answers my DMs, so I know they're all busy, but And Dan, uh, he's taken the time to talk to me. Him and I did like a little chat on video for a little while one day, as I had some questions for him. He said they were all awesome. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is a thing. But oh, and the other thing, I don't know, Claudia, if you went to Clarity. Good Lord, before Clarity started, I was having that. I don't want to do this anymore. I do not want to do any of this web or design stuff. And then going through the whole conference online, I was like, okay, I'm getting more and more into it. But the platform they used, you could schedule 15-minute conversations with people. So I talked to Dave Rupert. I talked with Val. I talked with Una Kravitz. I talked with a couple other people, TJ, and I talked with, who else? Nathan Curtis. A couple of the speakers, and I can't remember who it was right off the bat. Asia Ho was one of them, and that seems like it was so long ago, but it wasn't. But anyways, it kind of relit that fire of Val and Una. Awesome. It kind of lit that fire, and then I opened up a Zoom room because they were all in the design system Slack wanting to do an after party sort of thing. So I was like, yeah, I'll open up a Zoom room, and like, there's a lot of people in there. Gina Ann was in there too. So, and we know it was like a 2-3 hour conversation with all these people. They're all great. And connected with them on Twitter and so that kind of saved me, so to speak, from just throwing the towel in. I've got the bar set low so I don't disappoint myself again, but I really do hope this thing goes the way I want it to. I think these are one of those. Usually, I had a friend tell me, um, I'm glad I didn't get everything I wanted in life because I wouldn't be here right now with what I have if I did, which makes sense. But boy, do I want this. Boy, do I want this. So I hope this is one of the few things I've ever wanted that I really want, if that makes sense. So, yeah. But now I'm over the 3 hour mark. I've got to go. I got to get something in my stomach other than ramen for dinner. Claudia, if you're still in chat, are you going to be at an event apart online? Even if you don't get exactly what you want, try again later. Yeah, oh yeah, I'll try again. I will not be at the fall. I will let you know how the fall one goes. I did the last one. I did the last one. I didn't do the first. The very first one I did not do that one. I am doing this fall one though. And I was at the last one. And I won't give up. I will not give up. Hopefully this is the one, but no, if it's not, I won't give up. You got my word on that. You did the most recent. Oh yeah, you did do the most recent jam stack when they had all that hullabaloo with the idiots and all that garbage. Yeah, yeah, that was a mess. The world doesn't need a lot of accessibility people. There's a lot out there, but boy, do we need more. And yeah, total mess. Yeah, people with no respect. You know, oh, bringing politics in it. Well, she works for the ACLU, you potato. Do you think there wasn't going to be an element of politics in it? And there's an element of politics in tech anyways, because if you go to Washington, D.C., you're going to see Facebook lobbyists there all the time. What did you do last night? These days, everything is political, yes. You pulled content into 11. Congratulations. I'm trying to do the same thing. Oh, from WordPress. Nice. Nice. Congratulations. Awesome. Bet that felt good. I'm trying to pull in content from a JSON file. We'll see how that goes. So how about that fight at Jamstack? How about both? The one between the two mats? I think we talked about this, where there was an air on one side of a little smugness. And you know which one I'm talking about? Yeah. 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 Like my shit don't stink kind of thing. And that he fell into, well, yeah, he kind of fell into riches because he forked an existing product. I remember because I was using B2 Cafe Log when it was forked. So yeah. So I giggled a bunch. I got your WordPress up in my 11 and it's sitting on Netlify. Yes, exactly. Stick it to the man. Yeah, that was, well, you know, that conversation, it was a lot of, besides that thick, smug chowder that was going on, it was kind of a feeling of defensiveness there. That, oh my god, there's a product that's getting more traction and getting popular. I don't think developers will like this Dan-fangled Jamstack stuff. And you watch, right? Could you imagine, Claudia, if we had this Jamstack stuff 20 years ago? Oh my god. The process would have been a little easier instead of FTP. I keep thinking about that for some reason. 2003. It didn't change much during the early days. Within the I don't know, past 10 years, I guess it has. And in the past 5, it's changed a lot. But now I remember the early days. I do remember the early days. Way long ago. Yep. Um, yeah. But and I like my WordPress, but I'm happy to add new stuff to what I can do with it. Yeah, and I mean, it can only get better. I mean, I don't know what deploy time must be faster, I would imagine. It's ridiculously fast. um, these if you're using 11 now, you should go on the 11 site if you haven't already. Have you? And submitted your site so you can get on the Speedlify list? I'll look for you. Did you see I hit number 3? Huh? Oh, it's about half done? I'll look for it. I hit number 3 on the Speedlify list. Last check. I have a bronze medal now. Which surprised me. I got up to number 6 once. Hello, C Films. How are you? What do I think about frameworks and libraries? There is a time and a place for a framework or a library. I am more open to it than I used to be. I used to not have a I used to not have a position upon that. But frameworks I use are React. I use Vue a little bit, so I'm more open to use those. Yes. Libraries. If you're talking CSS libraries, I am not a big BEM. I use the BEM methodology, and that's about it. I don't use Tailwind. I don't need to use any CSS libraries. Vanilla CSS works just fine, as well as Vanilla JS. So, what do I think of PHP? I used PHP for many, many, many years, and it's not a bad thing if you want to use PHP. It's just as powerful as JavaScript. I haven't used it in quite a while, though. I haven't used it since version 5, maybe. And as far as I know, WordPress is still using PHP, right, Claudia? That's what I thought. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Um, I'm still a PHP fan, even though I haven't used it for quite a while. So. I just gotta, along with another product I'm learning to wrangle a thing called Workflow. Oh, you're using Workflow. I haven't. I've heard of it. I haven't. I haven't really. I haven't even looked at it, to be honest with you. So, um, let's see. I do web development, including HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, and relational database. I also do some Python. I love Python. It's a nice, clean language. I'm looking into frameworks right now. I tried Vue, but it broke on my computer. What do you mean broke on it? Didn't run on it? Oh my god, this computer is so slow. NPM will not create a new Vue project anymore. Huh. That's weird. I know if you, just off the top of my head, I don't know if you've tried to install NPM again or deleted the node modules folder, or what's the other fix that's widely popular? Yeah. I don't know if you've tried those. Or, and there's some, I know there's some command that will, like, kind of, to use, I know there's a better term, but there's a command that kind of, I guess, reinstalls it, and it's like a clean install, I guess you could say. Oh my god, this computer is so dense. Thank you for the follow, C Films. Appreciate it. My web development is HTML, CSS, JavaScript, accessibility, with a little React and Vue thrown in. I haven't done any major projects in React or Vue. still kind of learning Vue. Um, and accessibility. Accessibility is a big one. Accessibility is right up there with HTML and CSS and JavaScript. Do, do you prefer React or Vue more, and why? I prefer Vue, but I will add the caveat that I haven't had the chance to use Vue as much as I have React. With that said, there is just, for me anyways, there is an element of accessibility with Vue that it's more accessible to use for projects, to use Vue other than, rather than React. That doesn't necessarily mean React isn't in it. You can't make React apps and websites or whatever accessible, but I prefer Vue because they've done their homework on accessibility. Do you think frameworks speed up your web development? In the short term, yes. In the long term, no. And here's why. You can use all the frameworks and libraries that you want. But you also have to remember those are third party. And third party things like frameworks and libraries, you're at their mercy. So if there's an issue that comes down later on down the line, and you need to do something you wouldn't normally do or isn't available in those frameworks or libraries, it's going to slow your development down considerably, especially on larger sites. So yes, they do, but then it's only in the long run. Going back to making React things accessible, if you have if you're using everything under the sun that's third party, and something is not accessible because the devs don't know or don't practice accessibility, you're left holding the bag. Which is why I always say learn HTML, CSS first and the basics of JavaScript, and then move on to the more advanced stuff in those 3 areas. And not that, HTML's advanced. I mean, it's HTML5, but learn how browsers work too. And definitely learn accessibility. In the long run, when you get, further and further along, I don't know how far along or how old you. I don't know how old you are or how far along in your career you are, but when you get to the point I'm at, you realize there's a way to do this, and most of the people I know that are my age learned things a certain way, and that's why we advocate for learning that way. So frameworks, like I said, do speed development time up in the beginning because you get to just throw them in here and then you're just doing what you need to do and molding everything. But in the end, if you have to go back and there's something wrong and that part of whatever is wrong is controlled by a third party, then, like I said, you're left holding the bag, and there's your development time right there. Trouble I see is that the minute anything goes wrong, you need to know how to fix it. Yeah, you do need to know how to fix it. That's like if you're having a layout problem and you went from learning, what's a good example here? I was just talking about this the other day. If there's a layout problem and you're using Tailwind, just an example, not a knock on Tailwind or anything, but Tailwind doesn't support this certain, feature of grid, you're going to need to know CSS. And what if you just skipped right to learning a CSS library? That's not going to help you. Learning the functions, the basics of CSS and specificity and the cascade and everything helps you in the long run. You develop your own website, okay. If you don't know the base technologies, you're stuck. Yes, exactly. You do not build a house from the roof down. That's as simple as I can put it. You do not build a house from the roof down. Exactly. Frameworks and libraries come and go, and there's so much saturation with those JavaScript frameworks. Frameworks frameworks, period. CSS libraries, same thing. Yes, I totally agree. Which is why I stick to vanilla CSS and vanilla JavaScript most of the time. Not that there's anything bad with using React or Vue, like I said, because there isn't. There is a time and a place. What do I think of TypeScript? I can't really comment on that because I have never used TypeScript. I know people that love it, and I know people that don't. And I have not had the chance to dive into it, so I can't really answer that. Sorry. I know someone who is continuously beaten up by CSS and they still refuse to learn. Says, why do I need to learn that? CSS is stupid, and then CSS hands their backside to them again. If they just learn CSS, even just a little, they'd save themselves time. That's exactly right. And you see that a lot in dev by people that use CSS frameworks heavily. They don't understand specificity, the cascade. They don't understand the box model even. Oh, Tailwind did the, and again, not a knock on Tailwind. Let me leave that out there. If anybody sees this video on YouTube in the future, not a knock on Tailwind or the people that created Tailwind, because that's a great product if you're into that kind of thing. I'm not, but if you just learn the basics later on in your career, and this goes with JavaScript as well and CSS, you're going to save yourself a lot of headaches. A lot of headaches. And research. And having to do whatever you do in Tailwind that you have to add yourself to make something like place items, place content, or what's the other one? Place self work, because you can't do the shorthand as last I knew in Tailwind. They might be working on that. I don't know. I don't know if you noticed, Claudia, but you got a new role here. I upgraded you. So I'm going on 3.5 hours, and I definitely need to get something to eat. So, anybody got any last questions before I go? But other than that, I give a couple more minutes, and then I gotta go eat. I made the mistake of leaning on jQuery too much. Now my JS is weakened and having to relearn it. You're welcome. Check out Claudia. I did this. I did that, and I'm glad I did. Just because it was a refresher for me when I got and hopped back on the JS train. So, if you want to look into that, and I'll talk to you on Twitter if you have any questions. But other than that, yeah, I gotta go get something to eat. So again, thank you everybody who popped in tonight to chat, follow, subscribe. I appreciate each and every one of you. The support and the kind words meant and mean a lot, and it picked my spirits up a lot. And I don't have any more words. I can't express how grateful I am to everybody that showed up today, and for the raid. Kurt, thank you very much again. Kurt's awesome. You should check out his channel, and I'll leave that in the chat as well. TV, the worst dev. That's Kurt's channel. It's not the worst, but I certainly was better passing. Yeah, Chris is a great teacher, and Chris is typical New Englander, and Chris is a hell of a guy, and it's worth it. Trust me. I will go eat food and have a good day tomorrow. I will have a great day tomorrow. I will have a great day talking with new people that I'm meeting, future coworkers, and talk about accessibility. And we shall see what happens. So, with all that, you can follow me on, let's see, Twitter at Todd Libby here, and I'm going to call it a night. And so, have a good evening. Thank you, everybody, again. You're all awesome. We'll see you soon.